What's going on, everybody? This is AJ Batista, and you're listening to another episode of the Bomcast. I'm joined by my usual
sound a little more depressed while you're at it.
Why?
Like
I didn't have enough energy?
No, it wasn't enough energy.
Maybe because we were supposed to start 20 minutes ago, but someone, decided to take his time.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Somebody had to work.
Yeah, and it took me a while to get back. I almost got into a couple accidents coming back here. Because getting into my apartment is the most frustrating thing ever, just to get into my apartment. Parking is a whole nother issue, but getting into the garage is a separate issue in between.
Does Hansel have to like inspect your car or something like that?
I'll get to that in a second, but I have to make a left into my garage, but I have to also go through lanes that cars drive through on the opposite way. Mm-hmm. So no one lets me in. I'm literally staring at people like they have room to move up so I could get in, and I stare at them and they look at me and they're like, I'm not moving. They won't move. So getting in, and I wasn't on the far left lane. I was in the middle lane trying to turn in. So I didn't see that. So a car almost hit me.
That's fun.
They wailed the horn. I didn't really care because everyone is like, everyone has their own method of driving over here. And then parking is a whole other thing because my parking spot is as narrow as possible. So I have to be as straight as possible just to get in. Mm-hmm. So that's a whole other thing that I had to learn when I was getting over here. But
what does sexual orientation have to do with parking?
What?
You say you have to be as straight as possible. What does that have to do with anything?
They are.
I don't know. Oh, don't boo me. I'm right.
Silver spoon. Apartment complexes blow up when they feel like it.
You can't make those jokes right now.
What do you mean?
That's still crazy that happened.
Yeah. They just blew up.
Still nuts.
I do feel like you should get your rent paid now just for being under this state area.
I feel scared. Actually, no. Yeah. Let me look up that apartment again, and let me see if they are still like active.
Or they're still active.
Active, look.
So if you go on their website, are they still like leasing or I don't know?
I think you have to call. I think you have to call and find out.
I know. I genuinely feel like they would be like not taking anybody. Oh, I wouldn't be. Are you kidding me? I'm sure it's already tough enough to deal with the people that live there already.
I bet if you call, they're gonna be like, yeah, we don't have a complex anymore. Yeah, they're not gonna. Yeah, probably just update the website. That's not the biggest concern for them right now.
No, okay, well, that came out wrong, but you know what I mean. I wonder if they're
there's a video of it blowing up.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy.
I thought I didn't see this before. I just saw the aftermath. Nah, this shit just really blew up.
It blew up.
Didn't Mike send that to us?
Yeah, I don't think I saw the part of it blowing up. I think I just saw smoke and whatnot. Maybe I missed. Maybe I just forgot. But that's why isn't it crazy when all this shit happens? There's always a video of it.
Yeah, because it's security cameras.
Yeah. This is recording from someone's backyard. It just blew up. Surprisingly, no one died. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, actually, nobody died, which is crazy. So I don't think they are looking for anything. I don't think that you could rent out something.
You might be able to buy.
They put out a statement on their website, basically saying that everyone is safe. Our thoughts are with the 2 members who remain hospitalized. And everyone else is unaffected. They're currently, So basically, I don't think they're doing anything right now. But they put out
ruled accidental.
Well, yeah, because they didn't check. I mean, they didn't do any inspections for years.
Was it their fault or the city's fault?
It was. I want to say it's their fault, but I don't know. I'm not that.
Yeah, what's been? Are just buildings that old? Because there was that big building collapse in Miami.
I remember that a couple of years ago. That one, no, that's because they built it on top of fucking a swamp or some shit.
Oh,
yeah, and that's when Frank lived in Miami, and he was probably a couple miles from that too. So
that was that long ago already. I thought that happened.
It's been 3-4 years.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years.
I thought that happened last year.
Oh wait, no, it did happen last year, but this is last. Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. Maybe there was 2.
Been a lot. It's probably been a lot.
This one happened last summer, but I feel like
there was
one that happened a couple years ago as well.
No, there was one that happened a couple years ago too. Maybe Miami.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Popular for that stuff, I don't know. I mean, like, but people. The thing about Miami is people don't really like follow that. So if a building collapses, I don't think they really follow it because like there's palm trees. So I guess they're just kind of more fixated on that.
Okay, one building did fall in 2018.
Yeah, that's
yeah. I forgot. I forgot about the one last summer. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
remember last summer in fucking, I don't know if it was last summer, but remember like in Lebanon where like that like fireworks facility blew up and
yeah,
the whole town was on fire.
Yeah, there were videos of that too where you just saw like the explosion coming at people.
So here's my question, because obviously we are recapping a lot like of like those type of incidents, and I get curious of like who is responsible for that and like what happens to them. Do they get like a nice little like fine? You know what I mean? Like I feel I
don't know. Well, they have to figure out what caused. Was it like the town or the city's fault? Yeah. Was it like negligence on part of the owner or the landlord? I guess they have to figure that out first and then navigate that,
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that?
Yeah. What are you thinking about? What was that? That was a thought laugh.
Yeah, that was a thought laugh, right?
Yeah. Well, what popped into your head?
No, I just feel like, with the things like in Miami, I feel like no one's responsible because I don't think anyone knows who owns those buildings. Even the people that like have the title, they're just like, no, someone else owns it and they don't do anything with
because
it.
they're so, that's what rich people do.
It's like a front,
Like there's that, I was listening about this the other day. There's like a stretch of buildings next to Central Park that is tall as shit that's just empty.
Yeah,
because only like rich people could afford like to live there or some shit. It's called Billionaires Row.
Yeah, like the owners like those Miami buildings, like the people who say they own it, it's just like a front for something else. So when they get like a large amount of money like sent to their bank account, like I own buildings. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
That's a big thing in the city. Like Russian billion, although they're like declared, they're coming down on them. But Russian billionaires, Chinese billionaires, Japanese billionaires from the Middle East. I mean, there are a lot of apartments they just own, but they don't live in. It doesn't look, it's not furnished. They just own it as property. It's like very common.
Yeah, I feel like anytime anyone says if they happen to get like a lot of money, they would put it all into like buildings and apartment complexes so they can make their money back. And I always look at that and I'm like, no, that doesn't seem like the right job for me. Because you think that you're sitting around collecting a paycheck from people and what do you got to do? Just put in a couple thousand here and there for renovations. And maybe if someone, hire some people, but like, dude, you probably got to be responsible for evicting people. And I'm not a big confrontational guy. So
you can always tell the police to it.
Yeah, but then, oh no, because then the if the police go and they're like, oh, who sent you? And they're like, oh, the guy who's the owner, and they're like, oh wow, he couldn't do this man to man, and then I start some beefs or whatnot, and I really and after this weekend, apparently I have more beefs than I thought.
What do you mean by that?
Beefs with who?
So once again, the idiot I guess I happen to look like, and I will put this on record. I'm never going to the Dunkin' Donuts in Oswego, New York ever again.
Wait, no, Mike. You give them way too much money.
Which Dunkin' Donuts? Which one?
Not the nice one that I go to.
The one by Subway.
The one by Subway.
That has fucking bagels. Yeah. Okay.
One that I never really liked to go to, but it was convenient for me at the time. So, and like it's just one of those things, and I feel like I have it every couple months where I get where someone is like ridiculously rude and I'm just sitting there in shock because I don't know what to do, and you kind of just sit there and laugh. So I was in the drive-thru and there's a door right by the drive-thru window. It's just an open door, a back door, I guess, for employees and whatnot. It was open. That's it. No. So I happened just to drive towards the window and the door was right next to the window. And my eyes just kind of wandered into the door. It wasn't like I was looking into the door. I was just driving through and the eyes just went through because I was looking at the window. And this Dunkin' Donuts employee looked at me in the door and looked at me in the eyes and said, "What the fuck are you looking at?" and then she slammed the door. And then I'm sitting there. This is me the whole time, like, and I had to like drive towards the window, and she's in the back, and I was like, you know what? That was enough eye contact for me today. I don't look at the girl in the window, and she had nothing to do with it. But I get my card like I'm on the side, and I just get the card without even looking, and I was so shocked. I was like, that didn't happen, did it?
That's hilarious.
She's probably just taking out the trash. You got fucking mad at Mike. Mike's like, me?
Like I was looking like I wasn't even looking in the door, like, oh man, maybe I could find some employees to look at. Like, you know, I will, like, and our eyes just happened to meet at the exact same time. But I guess it looked like from her perspective, I was staring at her in the door. But like, and I just didn't say anything. I wasn't going to start a fight with somebody at Dunkin' because they hold my food, and I just, you know what, it's fine. So I got, as the good person I am, thank you, Mike, I let it go, and that was it. But yeah, that was a really fun kind of like 5 minutes where I was kind of thinking to myself, like, what is my issue? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the problem in everything that's ever happened. Probably.
Remember around this time last year when Oswego it got really nice out, and Oswego just got really unhinged. Like, we just saw the most random shit happen for the 3 period.
God.
It was and it was like all topped off when we saw that guy running away from the cops and he was pig-tied.
Oh yeah.
Like that when it gets nice out, it's funny because like we never realized it because like the first 2 years we were on campus, so we didn't really get out of it. And then junior year we had to go home for COVID. So by the time we were like last year when we were there, we hadn't really experienced the town of Oswego when it was nice out, and it was the weirdest shit ever. I think it doubled down. It's like it was quarantine and it's been cold for 4 months, so everyone was just going unhinged. Yeah, he hopped out the ambulance. The cops trying to help him, and just ran barefoot in the middle of the street like a fucking chicken with no head.
They tackled him and hogtied him. I remember they were taking him. They loaded him into the ambulance on the stretcher.
Luke Voigt to the Padres. All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Official?
Heyman tweeted it.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Is it a trade? I'm assuming
it just says Luke Voigt to Padres. Just as they got a prospect out of it.
At least I got a pitching prospect, but like they need pitching now.
Is it okay? So I guess it wasn't because the Yankees weren't really looking. They got Justin Lange.
Lang, yeah, Justin Lang. Never heard of him.
That's an interesting trade because I know the Yankees want. They want to get rid of Voit. I mean, this kid's a young kid.
There was just no need for him because they re-signed Rizzo. They got Rizzo back, so there was just no need for Voit. I like Luke Voit. I really liked Luke Voit, but there was just no need for him, and he knew it. He even said it. He was talking to somebody in an interview. I forget who.
Said that he was useless. He's building a fridge? No.
And he even said, he's like, yeah, I know my days are numbered here, but I'm just going to, just keep practicing with the team until I hear one way or another. He even knew it was coming.
Which is wild. Remember, he was like second in MVP voting in the COVID year.
Oh, Voit is leader in home runs. But I know, I thought they were going to use Voit as leverage to get somebody like from the A's, because I know the A's are still in there.
Yeah. Who do the A's have left?
Manea.
Oh yeah, I forgot about
him.
That's it though, right? And Jed Lowry, obviously.
Who's the other dude? Laureano.
He's out for like half the year.
Yeah, I know. But again, some teams could still use him. I like Laureano a lot. The A's still have some guys to still get rid of, and I thought the Yankees were going to go in on, and I thought Voit was going to be in Oakland, but at least Voigt's with a contender.
Oh, so, yeah. I thought you were talking about Oakland for a second. What?
No,
San
Padres,
Diego and the Mets are going to compete for that 6th spot, and both of them are somehow going to miss the playoffs again.
Yeah, both of them miss the playoffs. It'll be like a tie for 6, and MLB is just going to be like, how about none of them make it, and then they're just not going to make it.
And the Cardinals are sneaking again. That's part of
let's just give it to the Cardinals because no one's going to really care if the Cardinals are in it. and it'll be and no one's really going to care once they're out in the first round. So that's it.
Or the Phillies will, they're eating Castellanos apparently.
Castellanos is interesting because I think he assumed he was going to be with the Marlins. And
but I think Jeter got fired.
That's just not
Jeter really wanted him.
Yeah, that's just not the case anymore. And I thought that made too much sense. Maybe the Phillies go after Castellanos.
He's a horrible outfielder though. Like he's like one of the worst defensive outfielders in baseball.
He'll get paid. He'll get paid.
It's just funny because they just signed Schwarber, and I assume he's a DH, so they got to put him in the outfield.
Phillies still make some moves.
They just lost McCutchen too, right? Yeah.
McCutchen went to the Brewers. And I think towards the end of this, I mean, there's not really that many free agent options left besides Correa, Story, Castellanos, Conforto still a thing.
Those are pretty good free agents.
I'm saying from what we had.
That's true.
Correa's taken this long.
But where do you think at this point? Where do you think Correa and Story are going to go? Because they're still the big two.
I see Correa staying in Houston.
Correa goes back to the Astros. Story to Minnesota.
You think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. They have money. There's nothing. I don't know who else will even get him. Like, I don't think any contenders have money left. Unless the Angels want to throw some money at someone.
Unless Angels wants to throw money at Story, I could see that being a possibility. Donaldson, with him being off the books in Minnesota, Story can end up in Minnesota.
Oh yeah, I forgot he had Donaldson. Yeah.
I feel like a lot of
Tampa low key. They're not going to sign Story, but they were offering Freeman a good amount of money.
And with the money that they were giving, they actually had the most money offered to Freeman.
Yeah.
Because of the state taxes that come with Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of it, Freeman was going to make more money with Tampa. Like at the end of the day, like Tropicana, Dodger Stadium, home, basically be in contention every year, no matter what.
Yeah.
Tampa is kind of a hit or miss team when it comes to, because they're just kind of hoping that they make a couple of interesting trades in the offseason and kind of hope that they could just reenact the same kind of magic they've done, which they've done the past couple of years.
It is kind of astounding how they can't sell out a baseball stadium, even only if except when the Yankees play. But they've been, for the majority of like whatever it's been, 25 years since they've been around, they've always been pretty good. Like they always make the playoffs. And if they go pretty far. I mean, they always do pretty well. It's amazing that they can't sell out a stadium.
Well, because Florida is basically like New York. So like anyone's just moving in Florida
is from New York.
Yeah. So like the only times they care about is when the Mets or Yankees play in Florida. And maybe the Rays may get some like traction on like spring training games. For something because it's cheaper. But yeah, no, it's really interesting because I thought Florida would be a great town for it. But again, Tampa has its own issues. I've never been to Tropicana. I would love to go to Tropicana to see how awful it is because there's no way Tropicana is worse than the Coliseum in Oakland. No way.
Probably not. But I think the problem with the Trop is that it's not in Tampa.
It's in St. Petersburg. Right?
It's very far away from downtown Tampa. I think that's like the main problem everybody has with it. It's not in Tampa in any shape or form. The Coliseum is just old as fuck.
Coliseum is awful.
Coliseum is like the last of like all these the dual use baseball football stadiums.
Yeah,
none of them are there anymore. They all got demolished and thrown out or whatever.
Again, it's like it's kind of like if Shea was still around but wasn't as updated because Shea has been around since the 60s. I think the Coliseum's been around since the 60s.
It's also the Coliseum also because it was a football stadium, so they had to accommodate for football. And the Raiders leaving him 5 times in their fucking lifetime, whatever, didn't help either. They had to build that big ass the Mountain Davis thing that didn't need to be there. You guys ever seen a picture of the Coliseum before they added the huge ass bleachers? It looks very nice. So you can see like the bay and everything, but it's just a monstrosity with the shit in there now. They have the ugliest outfield ever in Oakland. Like just looking at the wall, it just looks horrible.
It's disgusting.
And like when you share a football stadium, like even the
Metrodome was like that too.
Even the Florida Marlins were playing in their old stadium, like then they're sharing it with the Dolphins.
Yeah,
like
Hard Rock,
it looked good. Like you saw the numbers, like kind of like in there, like the football numbers still kind of on the infield or in the outfield and stuff. Like it doesn't look correct.
Yeah. I've always wanted to go to San Francisco Stadium. I always thought that looked so nice.
Oracle? Is it Oracle? I don't think it's Oracle anymore. It's called something else now. But
I've been there. I've been there twice. It's a super nice stadium.
I've always wanted to go to that one.
Yeah, what did you say? You want to move on already?
huh? I said it was called Oracle Park. Oh, it is called Oracle Park.
Oh, I thought. Okay. I thought you said like, can we just move on from baseball already? I swear.
Nah, I'm the one who brought it up.
No.
We were talking about Oswego. God forbid we don't have to talk about that anymore. You know, I just I had to break some news because if we
I'm
start
the
talking
only
about
one
Oswego,
so far who hasn't been back to Oswego.
oh yeah,
You're better off.
You haven't missed
I'm the only one who hasn't been back.
You haven't missed much. I mean,
Well,
Wilding lives there, so
I can't imagine much has changed.
nothing's changed.
Yeah.
It's like I think it's actually gotten worse if you think about it. There's only one bar you can go to, really.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
I mean, you can go to the Brick and shit, but you can only go to like Ferris is the only thing you can, like go out and like have dance and shit. I guess
What happened to Alley's?
they got shut down like 7 months ago.
Yeah,
like, back in October. You don't remember this?
No, for what?
They got busted for fakes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I was thinking something with COVID.
No.
Oh, that's
they
did.
Yeah.
They did. That's right.
You
Poor
RIP
Alley's had
Toucan.
such a rough go of it.
They had the comeback tour. I'm so mad about it. They were like, yo, we're opening for 4th of July. And we're all there for 4th of July. That shit was not open at all. And then
They added
Ferris,
the
no one was
outside.
there.
They
It
did
was-
all the construction.
and
They
then
had such a
someone
rough go of
snitched
it.
on them, bro. Someone pulled up and said, you're done.
Oh, I forgot about that. They got shut down. At least One Zones is open. I haven't had One Zones.
Their renovation went well. And the One Zones guys everywhere, apparently. We got fucking talent going on Instagram. You see a picture of someone. He's at Ferris, he's at the hockey games. Like, what the fuck is going on? He's at the lakeside fucking events. Like,
Oh man, I haven't been back yet. Yeah, I feel like I haven't missed much. It's Oswego. What's gonna change? Nothing's gonna change that. Man. They're making us such a weird way social district like that. Like it's the Hunger Games. It's so funny.
They're to-go cups.
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
That's not a good idea. Let's make drinking in the streets legalized in Oswego, New York. Fucking idiots. You should have seen us on fucking they had what was it? What did you suspended what's the shit called? Public drinking. Whatever. You could drink open container. Yeah. They just suspended that and we were just in the fucking streets with a bunch of fucking alcohol in our hands, It was the best.
Did you guys see Jussie Smollett's the end of his trial, what he did?
He said some crazy shit, right?
Yeah, he thinks he's gonna get Jeffrey Epstein in prison.
Yeah, he thinks he's a martyr or some shit, right?
Yeah, I mean, he already got released from prison. They said he.
I saw that. Yeah.
While he appeals his conviction or whatever, something like that. But he was like, "I am not suicidal. If anything happens to me in there, it was not my fault." And his lawyers, if you look at his lawyers when he was there, they were like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
They just had their head down. This guy thinks he's gonna get Jeffrey Epstein in prison.
I kind of stopped paying attention to things like that for my own sanity.
Yeah.
Because I was listening to the Tim Dillon show today on my way to work, and he made a joke about like TikTokers like getting explained like what's happening in Russia and Ukraine. And then
that's a thing too. Yeah.
No, and I thought he was joking. I really thought he was joking like that.
No, it's a thing.
And like I was just like, dude, like we suck as people. Like in general, like we suck as people, and I don't understand it. And
have you guys seen any of those TikToks where they try to explain?
And I'm really trying not to. And I hate to sound like oh, dude, I do understand this generation, dude. Like I just cannot believe it. Like my generation is to go outside. Like I'm not trying to be like that.
You don't have to be. It's a stupid idea. What they can get. No, it's bad. It's a bad idea.
Just my generation. My generation is better at handling things because our generation just kind of puts our heads through a wall and then we just kind of go to bed after that.
That's just you. But
no, we're talking about how the White House
met with all the TikTokers?
Yeah, met with all the TikTokers to talk to explain.
Because I really give a shit. Because the people in Ukraine really need to try the million support. Shut the fuck up.
Have you seen any of those TikToks where they try to explain why gas?
Yeah, I tried. Yeah, I saw it. It was bad.
It's bad.
Fucking Biden, fucking militarizing the youth.
I watched one of them and I saw like Josh Richardson. Is that the dude from
Josh Richards?
Josh Richards.
Josh Richards is a basketball
somebody
player.
else.
He's a basketball player for.
I was gonna say that name sounded familiar.
And it's just like, so like, listen, so like the gas prices are like mad expensive, which is like not a total dub because like they're not sponsored by fucking like Blue Chew. Want to catch it. So like that's why it's so high. It's that they need like these sponsorships and like no one's kind of giving it to them, which is kind of whack in a way. Anyways, check out the link in my bio. $250 we're giving away for free gas prices. Totally not a fucking scam. And that's it.
I'm seeing a lot of Teslas around. I feel like people are trying to flex that they have Teslas because the gas is high. And gas has dropped back down a little bit. It's like down 20 cents right now.
It went down 20 cents because I went past one of the gas stations and it was $3.99. And I was like, you're living in
below $4. Nice. We're still at 4. I think 4.19. At 4.09 So the other day.
Yeah. I'm living in a culture renaissance over here. $3.99. We're doing pretty good over here.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap. Pretty cheap.
Yeah, that's what's a problem when you look at gas. Like, oh, it's only $4.15 now.
Yeah.
Like it shouldn't be this much. God,
I wish I wasn't gas prices.
The TikTokers trying to explain the oil and gas prices. I mean, they're literally like,
why the fuck did their audience is a bunch of 12-year-olds. What the fuck do they know about gas prices for?
They read the information like this. This is how gas works.
Because fucking do you think fucking people know?
Like it's just so.
I don't even know how to explain it.
You know what it is?
Shouldn't.
No, it's because these people these TikTokers are like used to not talking. They just lip sync songs. They just sit there and like.
The only people.
And then so when they have to talk, they don't know what's going on.
The only people
we need a brain pop of this.
Explaining like why gas prices are so high. The only people that I trust explaining it are fucking social studies teachers and like Hank Green
and Tim and Moby.
You know, like those are like the only two people that like I would trust. I don't trust anybody else when it tells me that. So if I will look up a YouTube video where it's the whole purpose of the channel is explaining things, and I'll be like, all right, I get that. I could trust that. Social studies teacher, Hank, or is it John Green?
John Green's the author. Hank Green's the one who explains shit.
Yeah, that's the only people that I kind of trust in this. And I listen to switch sides and be on the hip cool side for a second because that's where I'm usually am anyway. I understand why they have these people explain this because oh god, Hansel's ass. I understand why because they want to dumb it down. They want to dumb it down to people that talk about this and they don't really know what they're talking about online. So they have these people kind of dumb it down for you. And it's like, oh, cool. This person on TikTok, like, and this is for me from like a 12-year-old perspective. And like, they talk to me like I'm a 12-year-old. That's how everything should be explained. Like you're 5. That's the only way that people are going to understand. If you literally explain it like they're 5.
I'm trying to find if Tim and Moby made one about the gas prices. Made a video.
Probably not because I really don't know.
Aren't Tim and Moby dead?
And they died?
No, I mean, like, I don't think brain pop's a thing anymore is what I'm just trying to say.
I mean, I'm on the website. It's not free anymore.
We put a paywall?
I don't think it was ever free. I mean, ever. Yeah, I think like, it's free to schools, I guess.
Oh, that makes sense.
We require their services.
Yeah, energy, technology, battery.
So about 2 years ago today, it was
gas and oil. Wait. Wait.
From 2008 when the
I gotta sign in.
Yeah.
But they have one on gas.
Moby account.
It's called Brain Pop. Just another update. 2 years ago today, it was our 4th day of quarantine. We were already on Club Penguin.
I hate quarantine. I love quarantine. I hate the people that we became. But looking back,
I'm so glad we're past that.
I really hate the person.
It was bad. Me, Mike, and Luke would just be up till 4 o'clock in the morning talking, doing nothing, and just sitting there talking.
We really went crazy.
Mm-hmm. That first like 2 months, or at least the first month and a half, just like, oh my god.
First month and a half was like.
Also, you know what really didn't help is that we didn't have to do anything for school. Like the amount, no one knew what to do, so the work was so minimal.
Not me.
5 minutes of work a day at least for me, and that's why I had a 3.9 that semester because we had to do jack shit.
Because remember, I was home. That semester, so I had the normal.
Classes. Yeah,
I didn't even. My classes didn't give a spring break. Didn't have a week off built into the schedule.
Oh,
so I just did work straight up until finals. My workload didn't slow down at all. Although April 2020, I think generally speaking, it was the longest month of everybody's life.
Also, no one knew. I don't think anyone remembers April 2020, except for I think if The Last Dance came out that month, maybe. But that's it.
Maybe.
That's it. That in the NFL
Tiger
draft
King was really popping in April 2020.
Yeah, it's just a blur. I remember May.
Murder Hornets.
Well, May kind of came and everyone was just like, I'm done. Yeah. And like that's when you started seeing like the first group of people being like, I'm kind of done with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It started getting warmer out. And so that was kind of the end of that. But the thing that I kind of can't stand is anytime something big happens in the world that it's like has a negative effect, I have to hear kind of like a celebrity tell me how to feel. Which I really like. I really like seeing like, I don't know.
Well, that's like the lady who wrote the poem to Putin.
That was good too. I mean, that's
it said, "I wish I was your mother,"
and that's why, like I say, like we suck as a society. Like not even as a society. That just kind of sounds weird. People
very edgy of you.
Yeah, that's why I hate. Like, dude, it's fucking society. It's fucking
very edgy.
Yeah, but people, we like us included, we suck. There's nothing good from that come from us. So, that's what I kind of have to get from this.
Yeah, but yeah, that happens all the time with any like the Imagine at the beginning of COVID. That was a thing. The Imagine when all the celebrities sang the Imagine song, that was a big thing.
That was really good. No,
it's still top 3 worst things I've ever seen in my entire life.
They all sing Imagine by John Lennon.
Yeah, each celebrity like sings a different line. And some of these celebrities were really trying to sing. Some of them are really giving it their all.
What's 1 and 2, AJ?
What?
What's 1 and 2?
What's 1 and 2 what?
Worst things ever seen in your life.
Worst thing. Tell me what's 1 and 2.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just saying Imagine's in the
top 3 if you don't know 1 and 2 off the bat.
Well, who's to say that's not number 1? Then why not? You're asking about 2 and 3.
Then why would you say that if that was number 1, you would say that was the worst thing I ever experienced in history. But you said top 3, so you had other 2 in mind and you just didn't answer the question. I'm just saying.
I don't know what the other 2 would be. I just have a gut feeling that Imagine would be in the top 3. I don't know what the other 2 are.
Okay, so then to rephrase it, so we don't get this type of kind of argument again. Because this is awful for on air. This is awful. This is totally unprofessional. Say rough draft.
That made me so happy. It got you cut off. The Zoom cut you off.
What I'm saying is just have a rough draft. Just say rough draft top 3. That's it. That's all you got.
Why? That's so much extra time to preface a nothing conversation.
Because people are going to ask you.
I don't think so.
You're going to sit there and look like a buffoon.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think people are going to care that much enough to. I bet you I'm going to get more questions if I go rough draft. That's the top 3 things I've worst things I've ever seen in my entire life. Rough draft.
If you put an emphasis on the rough draft, yeah, they're going to be like, what? You know, if you put emphasis on any word while saying it, they're going to be like, why do you
even if I go, hey, rough draft, that's the top it's going to stop. I'm going to get more questions.
But if you make it obnoxiously obvious that you're going quick by the rough draft, if any emphasis on it.
Okay. If I go rough draft, that's the top worst 3 things I've ever seen in my entire life.
And then someone will say, what do you mean by rough draft? And you go, oh, because I don't really know what the 1 and 2 are. So I'm just saying like in my head.
That's too much of a conversation. That's a waste of time. That's a waste of energy.
All right, well then get ready to fizzle in the business. I don't know what else to tell you.
Fizzle in the business? What does that mean?
I don't know. Yeah, we'll figure it out now, but
yeah, no, I'm not gonna preface it with rough draft. Are you gonna do it, or are you setting your list?
Oh, because
I'm
not the idiot that would make such a preposterous claim that in your entire life that is the 3rd worst thing that ever happened to you.
Do you know your top 3 that you don't need? That you have the final list. You're on the final draft.
Well, I'm already on number 1 on my rough draft, and that's doing this podcast you got. That's TBD though, to be determined.
We know what TBD stands for, dumbass. Jesus.
Oh my God. Would it make you happy if I said that's the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life?
I'll let it slide today.
Oh, thank you. You're so kind.
Oh, this dickhead's making the morality police, but that's life, I guess.
Oh man.
Luke Voigt's a Padre.
That's how we started on this, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like today, just to go back on, I guess what we were talking about before, the past couple of days have been like really, really packed with just a bunch of sports news. It's like
Yeah. Big
way
time.
more than usual. And it's not even because of the NFL offseason, because you're going to get those trades, but like people also backing out of a lot of signings, which I always found I find very interesting, because I really want to see how that process works. Because if I was a highly touted free agent that was being like, I was talking to a bunch of teams and I'm saying, yeah, I'm going to sign with you guys, right? 5 years, 70 million, like Randy Gregory did. And it's being reported that I'm going to sign this contract. And then I just kind of go, oh, actually, I'm going with the Broncos for 5 years, 70 million. Like, I would feel too bad, you know?
Yeah.
Like the person that I just am, like, say I grew up a certain fan of a team growing up and I became like a really good football player. But I got drafted by a different team. And I tell that team, like, I'm going to come back with you guys because you guys gave me a really good offer. And then my favorite team just comes back and goes, oh, but we could do that again. I wouldn't say like, oh, I'm actually going to go with them. I'm like, I just told them I'm going to go, you know, because I don't want these guys to be mad at me. They're a confrontational guy.
Yeah, you got to honor your
deal.
deal.
Business though, Mike. If they traded you, they wouldn't care.
I understand. I know. I get that. But that still wouldn't. I still wouldn't, because I'm going to.
So you're saying you're not a liar. You wouldn't. I get what you're saying. You wouldn't lie.
I'm not a liar. I'm not a liar. I don't like to lead people on. And if I'm telling them I'm going to sign, I understand why they do it, but like maybe that's why I'm not in the NFL. Maybe that's
one of the reasons.
That's the only reason why I'm not in the NFL at the moment. But like a lot of people have been doing that lately, because who else did? Someone else just did that. McKissick did it.
Yeah, with Buffalo. Or no, he's going back to Washington.
Yeah, DeAndre Jordan did it. He was kidnapped though, so.
But DeAndre Jordan's story was a little more interesting because he said he was going to go to Mavericks. I don't blame DeAndre Jordan for switching, because he said he was going to go to Dallas, and then he was held hostage by his teammates until
Chris Paul held him hostage. He said, "Yo, just think, bro. We can make the playoffs every year, and then I can get hurt, and we won't do shit. That's so much more fun to go playing with Dirk."
Like Doc Rivers, I'm assuming they all lived kind of by each other, because Doc Rivers just kind of walked in, was like, "Hey,
they all traveled to Dallas. He was in Dallas. They trapped him in his house in Dallas."
Doc Rivers put a paper on the table, goes, "Hey, listen, you're gonna sign this. Right now. You're gonna sign this. I'm not gonna hear any back talking to you, DeAndre."
It's a very good Doc Rivers impression, actually.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I could do a little better, but I really find that pretty interesting. And now teams that I thought didn't need a quarterback are going to try to get a quarterback. The Deshaun Watson saga is picking up a lot of steam.
Look like he's heading to Hotlanta.
Seems like Atlanta, which I think is really interesting, because all he wanted to do is go to Miami. That was it.
That was the big thing for a while. Yeah.
I think Miami doesn't fuck with him though.
Miami didn't want him.
Does Atlanta want him though? I don't know if
Atlanta wants him.
Because they're getting rid of Matt Ryan. Yeah.
No, Matt Ryan wants to leave because they've just been flirting with Deshaun Watson. That's what I've heard.
Okay. Yeah.
They say that Matt Ryan's done with the Falcons.
I don't think it's necessarily Ryan now wants out because they want Watson. I think he's basically just saying, like, listen, I understand, go get him, and then if you want, you can move. I feel like it's more of a mutual.
Yeah, I saw a report saying the bridges are burned, apparently. Like, he's not happy with how they're treating him in a sense. Also, Deshaun Watson going to Atlanta, they're not going to be good for like 3 more years. So I don't understand it. I don't get that. They are probably in a worse spot than the Texans. Like, they did good last year, but they have Ridley's out for the season. I'm not saying Pitts will get traded in the deal, but he could be. And then after that, it's pretty rough.
Yeah, Russell Gage just left, so I don't really know who they're. I mean, unless they make some splashes in free agency, if maybe they go out and get Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's what people are waiting for. I guess there's people still available, right? I mean, even Robinson, like Robert Woods is gonna be available now because the Bears got Robinson. Even though he's coming out with torn ACL.
Is Woods gonna be ready for?
I mean, ACL tears aren't as bad as they used to be. So he tore it in December. Whenever Odell signs, he'll be back by training camp probably.
From what I was reading, and maybe I just read it differently, I thought like it was a mutual thing where Ryan's like, yeah, if you guys want to go get him, and then you could trade me. Like, that's why I think he was willing to push the 7.5 bonus million, like the 7.5 million contract bonus that he was supposed to get. Like, he pushed it back a couple days, so they were willing to, so they could give Watson some time to think on what he wants.
Yeah, but no, I'm reading right here. Even if they don't get Watson, he wants to leave. Matt Ryan.
Ryan? That's
Yeah.
Wonder where he'll go.
Yeah.
Indianapolis.
That's what Indianapolis is there.
Indy. Yeah.
Seattle technically is around.
I think
Cleveland,
Seattle's
Baker for Matt Ryan. No.
I think Seattle is going to rock with Drew Lock for at least 6 games.
He'll win a game. They'll play a Young Jeezy song. He'll sit there. Everyone will fucking what's it called?
No, I'm not even saying he's going to do good. I think Drew Lock is ass, and I really I thought he was really good out of his first year, but I was
no, you got tricked because he's saying that Young Jeezy song. The fucking what's it called?
Yeah, I got tricked. I got tricked. I'm allowed to say that. But
and I saw that video like 80 times over the offseason. It wasn't mean at all because I was like, it's not cool. He's singing "Put On for My City." That's great.
No, because when the Seahawks traded for Lock. And they were like, oh, yeah, when he was a prospect, we really liked him. And then DK Metcalf is tweeting saying like, all right, we could chill on the Drew Lock slander. And it's like they're going to have Drew Lock in there to prove a point. And then once it doesn't work out, they're going to have, is Geno Smith still the backup?
Probably. I don't
know who the backup would be. Unless, or maybe they draft a quarterback in the first round. Oh, no, they don't even have a first round pick.
Seattle? No. I think they do now. They have Denver's pick.
Oh, a Denver's pick. Okay. Yeah. Maybe they may go out and get.
They just have their pick, and they're going to use that to draft someone who have to help them make the playoffs. So
they're going to draft someone that's going to be really bad, and that's fine.
I have to say, and we all knew this was going to happen with him. I'm sick of Aaron Rodgers. We all knew he was just going to re-sign with Green Bay. He got paid. That's fine. I was sick of hearing about it.
I stopped caring.
Yeah, well, after
it's the same song and dance every time with him.
I never see anybody get weirder over the career. I don't think if you said 4 years ago that Aaron Rodgers would be the weirdest dude in the NFL, that'd be kind of because I thought Aaron Rodgers, other than the whole his family hating him or whatever, that was probably that was weird. But that's the biggest thing about
my family hates me too. So
but it's just.
I will say though, the nicknames people gave him after that interview on the Pat McAfee show were hilarious.
It was great.
So when they found out he wasn't a fucking when he got COVID, that was pretty funny too.
Yeah,
when they were getting his ass.
Yeah, I feel like
Favre, QB Giuliani. That one's really good.
The Aaron Rodgers thing, I kind of lost interest when he announced he was coming back. That's when I kind of lost interest because I was fine with him leaving. Like after that year,
I think everybody was fine with him leaving.
Yeah, he made it seem like that was his last year, at least in Green Bay. So I was just like, all right, if he retires, if he doesn't, if he does want to come back, which he might because they probably would have a good season. But again, now Devontae Adams is gone.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the homer.
Huge for the Raiders. That's
maybe it's just the homer in me, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like a 1 and a 2 for Devontae Adams is really good.
Yeah, especially in this year's draft. You guys, they made the playoffs last year. It wasn't a high pick. I think it's a good.
I think it's really good. So I thought at first they were giving up 2 first round picks and a potential player. And I'm like, all right, who's that player going to be? Did they give up? Did they deal with I don't know, Waller? Seriously, that
could happen. Yeah.
Renfro could have came up. Alec Ingold just left in free agency. So I didn't know what to expect, and I get it. He's 29, turning 30 in December, but I think this was his. This was his call. This is what he wanted, and you kind of heard rumors swirling. But again, when Rodgers came back, I thought you'd expect that Adams would come back, but the Raiders now went from the 4th best team in the AFC West to the 4th best team in the AFC West.
It's so funny. Brady got the taste of retirement for 2 months and was like,
not 2 months. It was 39 days.
That's true. Yeah,
it's a month and a week.
2 months. You're right.
He also hates his family. And Tom Brady.
That dude saw who was it, Messi or Ronaldo? Who did he see?
Ronaldo.
That dude saw Ronaldo play and was like, I still need to throw a football. I retired too soon.
Yeah, no, because Tom Brady was like, you know what? Because I don't think he wanted to. He obviously didn't want to retire. I think his wife kind of pushed him for a couple of years. He's like, all right, I won my championship in Tampa. I did what I wanted. I'll let her do what she wants. And then he sat down and watched. He was on the 6th season of Gilmore Girls, and he was like, what am I doing here? And he had to fake laugh at everything that Giselle found funny in the show. And he's like, that's really funny and mad relatable.
If I was Tom Brady and I saw how bad my division was, I would also run and come back.
Dude,
he's able to try. He wins 6 games with absolute ease. I mean, maybe not the Saints; they always have his number. But if the quarterbacks in my division are the course of Matt Ryan, that stupid ginger fuck Sam Darnold, and what's it called, and Taysom Hill, yeah, I'm coming back.
Yeah, and you know what? Even let's just say something weird happens, and he has an unbelievably shit season. Like it's awful. It's not going to affect him at all. So what?
He's like, oh wow, 46-year-old man not good at playing football. Who would have thought?
Yeah. If I'm like the Bucs front office, I would literally tell Brady, like, listen, even if you don't want to play the last 3 games, we will sit you out, and I guarantee you we will win at least one of those last 3 games to still make the playoffs.
Yeah, if Brady throws for 7 touchdowns all season, he's not going to be looked at any differently.
No, only 3 less than Daniel Jones threw this year. So
everyone's gonna be like, "Yeah, you tried. Okay, that's fine.
It's okay, old man."
Yeah,
yeah. I think Brady was at home and he was just like, "Why did I have kids?"
It's so funny. That dude retired for 39 days, released a line of jeans, and was like, "You know, I can't do this. I can't. I gotta come back. I can't do this."
He went to that movie set he's filming. He was like, "You know what? This is not fun." He's like, "I can't act. I'm going."
You guys really believe though, from like what Mike Florio was saying, that like he wanted to retire so they would release him from his contract so he could sign with the 49ers?
I don't know. They were saying something.
I saw that too. Yeah.
I don't think this whole 49ers thing's been going on for like 10 years now. If he wanted to be in San Francisco, he would have been.
If he wanted to go to San Fran, I think he would go to San Fran.
They would have traded Jimmy G like 2 years ago, and they could have. I mean, maybe not because they just came out the Super Bowl, but like maybe I think that's the only reason why actually he's not in San Francisco, because Jimmy G got him the Super Bowl that year.
Maybe.
And it was 2 minutes away from winning it.
So I don't know. I don't really believe all that. Like, I really think that he wanted to retire. Not that he wanted to retire, but I think it was kind of expected of him to retire. So he did it. And that's why his retirement announcement was really sketchy. And it came out, then it didn't, then it came back.
Yeah.
So I'm cool with it.
Maybe he felt like he had to retire because Schefter broke it so early.
No,
maybe he felt like Schefter was wrong.
Schefter was wrong, but no, I don't think it's because he felt the need to prove people wrong. I just don't think I really don't think he wanted to retire. And I mean, again, I'm assuming he's staying on the same schedule that he would normally be on in the off season, and was like, all right, you know what? You look at your division, not great. And he could have Blaine Gabbert start 6 games and they would still go. They would still win the division pretty easily.
Yeah, the NFC sucks.
You know,
it sucks.
I don't know. Maybe if Watson goes to New Orleans, they may have some competition because the Saints always play the Bucs really good, at least in the regular season. But besides that, I like the move, and I'm glad Brady's coming back.
Me too. I am too. Yeah, but 39 days retired. He had enough. he had enough.
Now, do we think now? But the thing that's going to annoy me now is that now every single time Brady is like, makes a mistake, they're gonna be like, "Is this the last?" Or not even makes a mistake, just makes any play towards the end of the season, they're gonna be like, "Is this the last thing that Tom Brady?"
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Potentially the last time these two goats will meet, or some stupid thing like that. And I don't know. I'm curious if he's gonna play like a Brett Favre and kind of just come back and forth. But again, he's 46 or 45, so he doesn't have that much time to do all this.
That's why he probably won't get his dick pics leaked either. So
Brett Favre though towards the end was rough.
He had a good year in Minnesota.
He had a good year in Minnesota.
The first year, the Saints were trying to kill him. That's why. That's
it was rough.
Kill him.
If he just dumped the ball off, they could kick the field goal. They won the Super Bowl, but he threw the worst pick of all time. But that's Brett Favre.
How do you think that guy feels who spent like $518,000 on the last game ball?
He just has to reword it. It was the last touchdown thrown by Tom Brady against the Rams in a home playoff game to Mike Evans. Dog.
All right, what's that going to be worth? $34? Like,
yeah, but it's still the last one unless he throws a touchdown to Mike Evans in a home playoff game next year against the Rams. Then it's fucked. It's
not going to be worth anything.
See, what he asked actually is what Tom Brady wins the Super Bowl next year. You could say it was the last touchdown Tom Brady threw in a playoff loss.
That's good.
It's good right there. He just needs to win the Super Bowl next year.
And somebody's gonna be like, "Hey, look, I have a $25 gift card to Jersey Mike's. I'll trade."
And they'll take it.
Jersey Mike's is pretty good.
2 free sandwiches right there.
Pretty good. Have you guys ever had it?
Yeah, we had on Black Friday. They catered it in for all of us. It was pretty good.
Oh wow.
I had like 4 of them. It was bad, but I was just eating the fuck out of that shit.
They're good.
It was a long day.
They're good. Got back into Tik Taks recently.
Bro, oh my god, we're
Tik Tak guy now.
I keep a thing of Tic Tacs in the car now. Where's a big ass one?
Oh,
Fruit Adventure. My car's in the shop right now, so that's why I have it on. But I always keep one. They had 2 for $5, 2 buy one get one half off at CVS the other day, so I have 2 now.
Big Tik Tak guy.
Yeah, I love Tic
Nice
Tac. No calories.
That is true. No calories. Yeah.
I've been addicted to Tic Tacs for like 15 years. It's a real problem.
So with first of all, the only Tic Tacs I'll ever eat is the orange ones. The orange ones are the only way to go.
Those are good. You gotta get the fruit of the mixed bag one's pretty good. They all taste the same in reality.
What were you gonna say, Mike?
You got anything to add to that?
Add to what? The Tic Tac thing I just did.
Yeah, that's it. All right.
Oh, it
That
sounds like
was
you
your
were gonna say
point?
something else.
No, I'm also saying that I'm also just saying that Twins are looking at a Mets player at Conforto. I don't know.
Former Mets player, you mean?
Former Mets player. I still like to view him as a Met, but I'm really glad. It sounds like I sound like an idiot, but like I'm really glad the Mets passed on Conforto because I really did like Conforto a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But two things kind of rub me the wrong way with Conforto. One, his receding hairline. He's had that since he was like 22.
Yeah.
The wrong way. And second, he could again, a lot of free agents this year overplayed their hand, and Conforto could have made 120 million with the Mets if he just accepted their contract extension last year, but he wanted 175. And Boris is his agent, so Boris is going to try to get the most out of everything. So now I don't know, maybe he gets like a 1-year deal. It kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It's going to be weird seeing Conforto in a different uniform if, from whoever gets him.
I was in the city yesterday for the St. Patrick's Day parade. This lady was handing out like 4-leaf clover masks and these napkins. Fuckity fuck.
Of course, you'd keep that.
Also, cigarettes have made a full comeback.
That's not good.
Never really left.
That's not good.
They did for a while.
No, you know why cigarettes made a comeback? It's because the government was right that they got everyone hooked on nicotine. That's why they stopped selling vapes, because they got everyone hooked on nicotine. That's why everyone has cigarettes now.
So I when I was in the city yesterday, I mean, so many. I know it's very common, like especially when you're drinking, like to just have a cigarette with it. But my clothes reeked like cigarettes when I was on the train home. I mean, they made a full comeback.
How was the city?
It was fun
in St. Patrick's Day. Was it great? Were you able to walk like without anyone like?
Did you drink on the train? Because that's what everyone
rushing you.
I did see kids on the kids. I don't know why I said that. They're probably like 19 filming TikToks on the train. That was fun.
I could see that.
It did happen, yeah.
I'm not really one to bash that unless they're discussing.
Never done the St. Patrick's Day.
This is my first time ever in the city for St. Patrick's Day. Ever.
We used to love doing that in high school. They take the Metro North, they start drinking on the train, thinking they're cool.
Yeah,
cool. You're drinking your not Tito's because it's high school. They're drinking their Svedka and they're fucking with their little flask. It says "Kiss me," I'm fucking whatever it says. Some Irish me, I'm kissed. Or some drunk shit.
I was talking to a couple of girls from Staten Island. That was fun.
Oh, did you name Mike? Honestly, if you ask them, do you know Mike and Ron? They're probably like, yeah,
dude.
There's a good chance.
What I've come to find out is that like people, if you ask them if you knew, you probably would, because like random people that like that other people talk to, like my friend Will, he has a sister that is in college and she's from Staten Island. And they'd be like, "Oh, you're Will's brother. Oh, I know he hangs out with so and so and so and so, and I've never heard of the dude in my life." And they know that funny. We hang out. I'm like, I don't understand that.
Yeah, that's a thing that this is gonna sound messed up, but it is a thing. That's a thing with Jewish people too. It's called Jewish geography.
I'm not gonna. I have no say in this.
No, it is a thing. It's called Jewish geography. You might not know somebody, but you are somehow connected to them
That's
through
nothing to do with geography.
Well, here's why. It's because like I could be from Long Island, but I meet somebody from fucking Pennsylvania, but we could know each other through my cousin's college friend is also this guy's cousin. Like you could work your way up through that. It's called Jewish geography. It's a thing. So it's similar to that, how everybody would know.
It's like the same thing with Staten Island. Like I could have went to high school with someone's friend who went to another high school that like live in the same area. It's such a cesspool.
Yeah.
It's gross.
That's happening around here.
Or like how someone, or like how my mom, because people from Staten Island usually are just basically from Brooklyn or any other part of the borough. They just happen to move to Staten Island. So like you may not know somebody, but like our moms may have known each other growing up. And so there's it's so stupid how it works out.
Do you miss Staten Island at all?
Yeah, and yes and no. If you asked me 2 years ago, I'd be like, you'd have to talk me off of a ledge, but yes and no. I probably will be back there at some point, but I feel like I have to be out of it for a little bit, just so I could, do my own thing instead of being people. Because when people are over there, like they spend their whole lives there, so better off just kind of exploring your own thing. And if you end up coming back there, I want to have a reason to come back there. Is my understanding.
Okay. That's like Long Island too, especially Plainview. Like a lot of people who grew up in Plainview moved back when they were ready with family.
No, because y'all like Long Island too much. That's what it is. Oh, you fuckers always talk about.
That's a shit talk Long Island.
Disgusting. No. You can shit talk Long Island. It's okay, Mike.
Long Island.
I've been doing it for 5 years now. It's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
My parents, before moving into the house that I used to live at, they were living on Staten Island, but they were also looking at other places to move, like Jersey. Like the casual, I'm from Staten Island. Here's where we're moving to next. And those 2 or 3 areas include New Jersey, Florida, and Long Island.
Really?
And I think they looked into places in Brooklyn too. But like, and if you're from Staten Island and you end up actually breaking out, you're not really breaking out. It's kind of like it's
moving
kind of
down
like,
the street.
There's got to be some type of definition for it where you think you're free, but you're really not. But you have the illusion that you are. You know what I mean?
It's called indentured servant.
Really?
No,
that
was a bad joke. That was a bad joke. I'm sorry.
You could have said anything, I would have believed you.
Oh,
so like people that move from Staten Island, they just go to Jersey. You're basically still there. Like you didn't go anywhere.
You moved across the river.
That's what Will did. Will moved from Staten Island to Jersey. It's like, okay, all right, cool. I mean, Jersey, you have your pros and cons too, but
mostly cons.
Mostly cons.
But
like go back to what we're saying under shit's like Long Island. But my parents looked at Long Island. My mom said, "No way in hell is she living in Long Island."
It's fair. That's fair.
Like, I can't see Mike. I cannot see Mike as Long Island kid.
But
he would just hate it.
But what is differently from Long Island to Staten Island? What is different? It's the same group of people.
I don't think so. I think you two are very different people.
Different. First of all, you're growing up in a borough. That's kids who grow up in boroughs compared to kids who grow up in
the suburbs.
Well, Staten Island is
vastly different way of growing up.
Staten Island is the suburbs. They just happen to have a borough next to their name. It's kind of like
about Queens too.
It's kind of like
suburbs, really, but
it's kind of like being born into a rich family. It's like, yeah, you have money, but like, it's more.
No,
but it's you grow up, you still compared to
take the train to school. AJ had a bus.
I took a train and a bus.
Compared to
a school bus.
Compared to how you grew up in Staten Island and how I grew up on Long Island, kids in the boroughs and stuff like that grow up so much faster than you do out in the suburbs, like by far. Long Island is you're growing up very much in like a bubble.
You're coddled.
Staten Island is a bubble too.
You're coddled, yeah. And especially especially Plainview. Like,
especially me.
I'm not kidding. Like, you grow up in a bubble.
No, I feel like Staten Island's the same way too, though. It's like a bubble almost, because you get to say you're living in the city without really living in the city. You know, traffic can suck at times, but like you have space though. Like people have their own houses with backyards, with driveways, and like space in between. It's not like all the houses are crammed together and you don't have much area to work with. So it has its own bubble too, in terms of like, again, people in Staten Island have their Instagram bio say NYC, and it's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. It's the same thing with people that say their favorite rapper is MF Doom. No, it's not. The same bullshit. No, it's not.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, it's not. I'm not arguing. I am telling you, it's not.
That's like people. That's like people from Long Island. They can't wait to move into the city and put like, or a borough and put like Brooklyn in their fucking bio. They cannot fucking.
And that's what people like kind of move there for, is just to let everyone else know that they're from
Long Island. That's basically it. That's what college is. I remember like the first 3 months of college. You don't understand. I never thought there was so many people that live in Long Island in my life, because I probably never met someone from Long Island. But it's like you met every other person you meet in college is from Long Island, like a SUNY school, and it's weird because they talk about it like it's the greatest place ever, including you, AJ.
Because it is.
See? No, and I don't get it. Because why did you guys fucking leave? If it's so great, there's schools over there. School over there. You guys are like, oh, you know, it's so cool. We have pizza. I'm like,
see, that's funny you say that, because I don't think Oswego is a Long Island school at all.
Yes. Well, I think the thing about Oswego is I don't think it also has as many kids from Syracuse to tell you the same fucking thing. It's a nice thing, but I've noted like every all the people I've talked to, they say there's a lot of kids from Long Island everywhere. There's probably Long Island schools out there, like Bing, I assume was one, right?
Bing, Buffalo, Oneonta. Yeah, those are like the big three. Way more compared to Oswego. Way more.
No, because here's the difference though. I feel like with
Portland,
people from Long Island, if they go to like say Oswego, I don't think they're necessarily too inclined to be friends unless they know each other to start. What I've noticed is that people from Staten Island, if you go to like a school, like a SUNY school or just a regular school, and you just happen to know someone that is also from Staten Island, you guys didn't talk beforehand, you guys end up being friends, because that's just how people work around there, is that like you will just gravitate towards those people and you end up being friends just because you think you kind of have to.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of like I became friends with other kids from Long Island, but yeah, not like, I don't know, Long Island, especially Plain, just very cliquey.
Yeah, and that's the same. Yeah, again, it's very, the same areas that are a bubble.
Yeah,
you know, if I feel like if you are able to have a detailed summary on someone that you've never met before, it's a bubble.
Mm-hmm.
So I can tell you plenty of detailed summaries of people that I've never met in my life, but I know a lot about them because it's a bubble and everybody talks.
I feel like that's the opposite. We're not up here because I feel like everyone in my area just doesn't fuck with each other. Like if I met someone from Monroe in college, I probably never did. They'd be like, "Oh, okay," because we can't relate at all. Because they will hear them from Newburgh and they assume like the worst about me. So there's that. But I won't be able to relate to Monroe people at all because I don't know what the fuck goes on over there, or even like Poughkeepsie in a sense. I never met anyone from Poughkeepsie really, but yeah, it's different. I don't know. I feel like up here it's just like there's just different from like where you guys are. It's not really a bubble in a sense. It's kind of just everyone does their own thing.
There's also just, I don't know if that's the right way.
Yeah,
more like
wording. Please.
What?
Be careful with your wording.
Well, in Long Island, the towns are like what, like 2 minutes apart from each other. So
that's what
you guys are probably go around each other more.
Everything is like more spaced out.
Like, Newburgh is a pretty big town. Like from Newburgh to the next one, the next one's Cornwall, stuff like that. But the next big school is Monroe. It's 30 minutes on. You know, it's like takes a while to get there. Poughkeepsie's across the river. You know.
Plainview's a decent sized town, but the towns are so much like there's several parts of Plainview where one side of the street is Plainview and then the other side of the street could be Woodbury or Bethpage or things like, or Hicksville. There's a huge intersection in Plainview where it's 4 strip malls all in a corner. 2 of them on the left side, let's say, Plainview, right side's Hicksville. It's very much like that. There's more space, I guess, like up in Newburgh is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
AJ, here's my question to you though. Would you consider staying at Plainview for your whole life, or do you want to live like somewhere else?
Somewhere else. Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Somewhere else.
I mean, at least for me, like, I mean, I wouldn't mind being in Staten Island the rest of, as long as I have time where I could say I lived in other places, like
Yeah, I would move back to Long Island to raise a family, but
that makes sense. Yeah, he's like right now,
different town, not Plainview, different town for sure.
I would say like it would make sense for you to like once you're like situated, having like to live like in your hometown in a sense. Like
I don't want it to.
It wouldn't make any for you just to stay there right now and just because like
it also
it's a suburb,
Towns are also super expensive to live in.
Yeah, like I want to move into the city and do that for a few years. I definitely want to do that.
That's not that I
would never want. I cannot stand
that dream.
I've wanted to do that since I was a little kid. Move into the city and do my own thing there.
Yeah, me and Mike's dreams to move to Syracuse. So
like as much as I do like a city kind of, not even like I like a city area. I like things where a lot of things are going on but I also like the quiet. I like being in a quiet area as well.
Yeah.
So that's why Staten Island was just kind of perfect because there's a lot going on, but it was also, depending on where you live, like it was very quiet. So that's just kind of where I was standing. So like living in Manhattan sounds awful.
I've wanted to do it since I was I can't wait to move into this. I wanted to do it since I was a little kid. But when I'm older,
I want to live in an apartment the size of this room and just pay $8,000 a month just to feel something.
But
no, my really dream is to move to Manhattan. And then when I signed the lease, they're like, oh, actually looking at your salary, I know you've worked hard to make your 6-figure salary, but that's nowhere near how much you're going to pay for rent. So we're going to have to reject you.
But yeah, I would move back to Long Island if I had a family, not Plainview, somewhere else, just a different town just to do it, but not Plainview.
Yeah. I mean, Long Island, I feel like there's a lot, there's a lot of good areas to kind of live in. I just feel like Long Island has just been super expensive to live in.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
And again,
ridiculous.
It's like downstate, so you kind of have to just pay an extra charge.
Yeah, apparently a house like down the street from me is going for like $450,000 right now. It's fucking crazy. Wow. It's like 4 times like the cost of when I moved in. It's wild.
450
houses.
What'd you say, Mike?
I just flip houses in my future just to make my put it.
Tyler was saying he might just buy a bunch of houses in Oswego, renovate them, and fucking flip them to college.
I won't pay for it. The second my payment is due, I'm just gonna sell the house. Boom.
450,000 isn't even like the average cost of a house.
I'm not even close. 450 is actually a pretty.
Yeah, good. You know what? You 450,000 get you in Nebraska.
Oh my! You buy the whole
mansion.
State.
I think Sal's got the right idea.
But if you go like more out east, if you go to like Coram on Long Island, you could get a house for like 67 cents. I'm not even kidding.
Oh, they got the slums in Long Island.
Holy Coram! Holy.
Is it like nice, and then the slums, then like the Hamptons? Is that how it works?
Not like kind of. It depends. It depends where you're going, because like. If you're going to Deer Park, depending on which side of Deer Park you're in, it could be really, really nice. Or if you start heading the other direction, it gets really, really bad. It depends. That's just an example. But Coram.
Don't talk about Coram.
Yeah, I'm really Coram, New York.
Doesn't even sound like a place in Long Island, so you know it's bad. Coram. Everything in Long Island sounds like bougie. Plainview.
Oof.
Deer Park. What's the other one called? Not Hicksville. Hicksville sounds fucking.
You can make up towns in Long Island, and I would.
You probably be like, yeah.
Like, oh, that makes sense.
Pure Leaf.
Pure Leaf, Long Island. I'd be like, oh, it sounds.
Is that anything iced tea? Where did they make this iced tea?
The Entenmann's factory used to be on Long Island.
They make it in Purchase. Oh shit, that's in Westchester.
Yeah.
Once again, some guy drove from Westchester to Monroe in 20 minutes.
Yeah,
it's a 45-minute drive minimum.
Yeah, I live in Cherry Glacier. I live in Cherry Glacier, Long Island.
But yeah, there's so many. I don't even know like all of the towns on Long Island, because there's also all like these, especially on like the North Shore of Nassau County. There's all like these little towns, like Mutton Town, tiny.
Again,
but the houses, the mansions, it's so rich there. It's all old money. There's a thing on the North Shore of Long Island called the Gold Coast, and it's all like these little towns where like the population's maybe like 1,500, but it's just all mansions. And people who allegedly lie on their taxes because they'll say like the median income for these towns is like 120,000, and that's bullshit because you should see some of these houses. Happens a lot.
Yeah,
allegedly.
Yeah, in whatever town you're making up.
Yeah. North Shore, Long Island. But we got less than a minute left on the recording, so let's wrap it up.
Let's wrap
It up.
Pat, you go first.
Patrick O'Shea on Twitter and not Patrick O'Shea on Twitter. Patrick O'Shea on Instagram.
There we go. Mike.
Rough draft list. On Twitter. Also, just a quick update. My Truth Social is still.
Give it up. You just give it up. Got to give it up.
Yeah, I might.
All right. At AJ Batista with 2 A's at the end of Batista on Twitter and Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, download the podcast wherever you listen to your podcasts. All right. Episode 15 of the Bomcast. See you guys next week.
We suck.
Wildcats winning North Madness.